Hey everyone, today I'm going to take you through how to set up PodFarm 2's MIDI Learn feature inside Reaper. MIDI Learn is a way that allows you to control the PodFarm plugin with an external MIDI controller. In order to do this, we need to do a few different things. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and bring Reaper up. I already had it launched. What I would suggest you do first is make sure that everything is set up correctly in your preferences as far as your driver settings go and your MIDI settings go. So let's go to Options, let's go to Preferences, and let's start with our audio device and our driver. As you can see, I'm using an ASIO driver. I've got my specific driver set to Toneport KB37, which is also my MIDI controller. And to see that, we can go down to MIDI devices here on the left-hand side, and you'll see that my KB37 is enabled in both input and output mode. And if yours is disabled, you can just double click on this and check off these two boxes over here. Okay, so we're good there. So the next thing we want to do is insert an audio track into our project. And to do that, you want to click on Track. You want to click on Insert New Audio, Insert New Track rather. Let's go ahead and arm this track for recording. I'm not going to turn monitoring on because I'm actually using PodFarm to record my voice right now, so I don't want any kind of phasing. But you're going to want to arm your track for recording. Okay, what we want to do next is we want to insert a MIDI track, and that's the track that we're going to put the PodFarm plugin on. So the easiest way to do this is just to right-click anywhere in this black space over here under your audio track and click on Insert Virtual Instrument on New Track. This will bring up your plugin options. I've already scanned for my PodFarm 2 plugins, and they show up under VST. So I'm going to go ahead and click on PodFarm 2 and click OK. And there's the plugin. So let's go ahead and just turn this guy down just in case. All right, so we don't need to do anything with the plugin right now. So I'm just going to close it. You'll see the effects button on the MIDI track is actually lit up now. That tells us that PodFarm's on there, and if you hover over it, you'll see the little tooltip there. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need to set the Line 6 Toneport KB37 to be our controller on the MIDI track. And in order to do that, you want to click on this drop-down menu here, go down to MIDI Input, hover over to Line 6 Toneport KB37. I'm going to leave it on all MIDI channels. That's set up. And then one of the most crucial parts to this process is to set your MIDI to send to this audio track. So we want to click on I/O here, and we want to make sure that we've got our receive option set up over here. So under MIDI hardware output, we want to select Toneport KB37, and under receives, we want to send it to our first audio track. And that's exactly how you want to set it up. Make sure both tracks are armed for recording. And now we can set up the MIDI Learn in Reaper. So let's go back to the plugin on the MIDI track and click on Effects to bring up the PodFarm GUI. Let's just double click on this Blackface Lux. What I'm going to do is right click on the drive knob. I'm going to go down to MIDI Control. I'm going to click MIDI Learn. And then I'm going to turn the knob on the KB37. And there you go. Let's do the same thing for the bass. Right click, MIDI Control, MIDI Learn. Let's turn another knob. And it's working. And there you have it. That's how you set up PodFarm 2's MIDI Learn feature with Reaper. Thanks, guys.